Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for July 4th. This is the daily chart of Banknifty that I've opened. See, Banknifty, as I've been showing in all my videos, this level, these are just moving averages, we'll come to it later, just we'll forget about it now. See, this is the level where Banknifty had rejected many times on the daily chart, right? Even on the daily chart we can clearly see we have almost 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth is these two candles, almost 6 times we have rejected this level. And it looks like tomorrow again we are going to gap up above this. Once we got a gap up above this, but it got sold into. Again tomorrow, because based on SGX Nifty, we are going to get a gap up above this. So it will be interesting to see how the Bank Nifty will move. Now I'm just going to shift to an 1 hour chart just to show this 200 EMA. This pink line, what we see here is the 200 EMA. Right, see, on this day when we gapped up exactly, we took rejection at 200 EMA and dipped. So tomorrow I don't think we'll get such a big gap up, but we might gap up exactly over here where this resistance is around 33,750 or so. So we'll have to see how the first 15-minute candle handles, like whether we are going up above this resistance or will again get a sell-off from here. Even a sell-off again from here cannot be ruled out. So this level is where we'll have to be a little careful. That is around 33,750. Right, there can be a sell-off from here, or we can even break out of this and go higher. And on this hourly chart, if you closely observe, the pattern that is being formed is somewhat like an inverted head and shoulder. But this is not the perfect pattern because we have this, this gap up over here. So I wouldn't say it's a perfect pattern, but it does look like an inverted head and shoulder, which is coming after a bit of a fall, right? It's a reversal chart pattern. So even that is something that we can look out for. Now coming to our intraday levels. So this is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. See, I'm based on SGX Nifty, I'm expecting a gap up somewhere over here, 33,750. But if we end up getting a huge gap up, right, then I don't think there'll be anything much to trade. We'll just have to stay quiet. Huge gap trade is, see, this is, if we get a gap up somewhere close to R3, it's just best to avoid trading. See, R3 is here. I don't think we'll gap up so much, but this is R1 and R2. So we are going to gap up somewhere over here close to R1. So look, I'll see if we come retest this R1, then get a good entry, probably a target until 34,000 is achievable. This is about 250 points. That is good enough for option scalping. And if this level breaks, then the next level is here, that is 34,150, where recently once we got this gap up, we got the sell off, right? So that is one level. And if that breaks, this gap fill is still pending. There's a gap over here between 33,360 and 33,150. So this gap is something that needs to be filled. If we have an extremely bullish day, there's a good chance we might even end up filling this. But today on Monday, we might have a sideways because 4th of July, the US markets might be closed. So because of that, we might just end up having a sideways day. We'll have to see. But this level is something that I would keep an eye on, as I showed you in the daily chart. This is the level, what I'm marking in blue, because this is where we have got rejection many times, right? So it's also possible that the price can go until this level, take a rejection and again dip. So this is the level that we'll have to be careful. And on the downside, if in case we dip on the downside, right, there's a good support over here at 33,350, and obviously this trend line, even on Friday, we had a view that the trend line might break, but perfectly took support of the trend line and bounced up. So in case we get a gap down or for some reason we come down, this is a trend line that we need to watch. There can be a bounce again from this level. We have already taken support 1, 2, 3, 4, and if the next time it comes down, it will be the 5th time. So these are the important levels that I'll be using for tomorrow. And one more thing to add is our regular CPR levels apart from the daily. Since the new month started July, we have the monthly CPR here between 33,650 and 34,117. So there is a possibility that within the CPR we might be a little choppy, that is go up get rejection from this pivot, again come up. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But if this CPR breaks on the upper side, right, then yeah, for the month we might have a bullish scenario. And it could also be that we could see we have opened in between, below CPR, we went and touched the CPR, we could get a pull until this pivot and again dip. So we'll have to keep this monthly CPR levels also marked, because these are the levels where the Bank Nifty can take rejections. Like the monthly CPR can act as a support or resistance. So this is something that we'll have to watch out for. Now just looking at Nifty for Monday. See, Nifty on Friday had a huge dip because of the news that came out, and even Reliance dipped. If you just look at the Reliance chart, see, this is why Nifty drastically fell, right? So because of this, we were waiting to see even if Bank Nifty will take a dip, but Bank Nifty was pretty strong on Friday, and it was just a one-way up after taking support of this trend line. Now coming for the Nifty levels for tomorrow, see, we are getting a 100-point gap up based on SGX Nifty, right? So a 100-point gap up will put us around 852, exactly where this trend line is there. We have been using this trend line for some time. So in case we take a rejection here in the first 15 minute or the 1 hour, there's a good possibility we might even start slipping further from this level. And if this breaks, we'll have to wait even until 15,891 breaks. If that breaks, yeah, the next target is 15,932 and probably even 16,000. See, both Nifty and Bank Nifty is gapping up to the good resistance level. See, if I zoom out on this 15-minute chart, Nifty also in this area, it has shown good resistance multiple times. Even Bank Nifty at this, even Bank Nifty at this level has shown resistance multiple times. So a good break of this can have probably good trending. Probably we might even have a good trending week in Nifty and Bank Nifty. And the same thing, if this range breaks out, right, we might hit even 16,000 and fill this gap at 16,100. Obviously not tomorrow, but probably next week. So these are the levels that I'll be using for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Let's see how it goes, and hope we'll have a good day. But I'm kind of hoping that it might be a sideways day. So we'll just look for some quick scalping. If not, we'll have to wait for a good trade, because the US markets might be closed tomorrow. So that might result in pretty less FII volumes or so, and probably the market will be sideways. Other than that, these are the levels that I'll be using along with the CPR level. See, exactly where the CPR is, right, we have our levels marked. There's a good price action resistance also. So these are the levels that we need to watch out for.